Hello everyone, my name is Diana Sawiden and I am here to walk you through the PSA, otherwise known as the problem-solving approach. The objective of this presentation is to provide my viewers with the various steps that make up the PSA. I will also provide you with an example of the PSA in action, as well as some personal tips that I found helpful throughout my technical writing course. I know you're all probably thinking right now, what the heck is the PSA? Little do you know, you actually use this process practically every day. Okay, so get this. The PSA is a 5-step approach that you can use to solve virtually all types of problems. Like I stated, this process is predominantly done unconsciously. Most of the time, you find yourself using the PSA without even knowing you're doing so. If this process is followed correctly, it really helps you focus and produce quality work. Okay, I know you're all getting excited here, so we'll go ahead and get started. Step 1 of the 5-step PSA is to plan. This step is very simple. You just have to realize what you're going to do and how you're going to go about doing it. Look at the resources you have at your disposal and take advantage of them to help you construct a plan to actually tackle your problem at hand. At times, we find ourselves stuck, where our problems don't have simple and clear solutions. Therefore, this is where the next step comes in. Do research. Use textbooks, manuals, databases, or consult experts in the given field. Make sure to document and organize this new information in a fashion that will be easy for you to reference throughout your project. The next step is always to form a draft. Drafting, as you will learn in this course, if you have not already, is a very important aspect when producing quality work. If you are going to spend hours on a project regardless, don't you want the outcome to be outstanding? Drafting will ensure a quality final product. A draft can be something as simple as an outline, or even a copy of the full project and only a few corrections away from a masterpiece. This is your opportunity to put it all together and see how effective your plan in step 1 really is to solve the problem at hand. Once your draft has been submitted to either the Writing Center or your peers, the review step of the PSA begins. Have a friend, family member, advisor, or teacher look over your work. This is your chance to use quality feedback to make your project even better than it already is. Once you've completed this step, reread your own work and apply any needed revisions that you see plausible. Last but not least, we come to the final step of the PSA, distribute. This is where you finalize your project and add any last-minute finishing touches, and then either submit your project digitally or print it out and turn it in to the appropriate person or persons. See, I told you the PSA isn't that bad. We use this approach all the time, whether it is consciously or unconsciously. In my technical writing class, I used the PSA to make my very own professional website. In the first step, the planning step, I decided on what I wanted to do and what I wanted to create and how I was going to do that. I decided to put together a website for my new and up-and-coming club at Arizona State University called USS United, under Somalian Skies United. Although I was very dedicated to creating a website for my club, I quite honestly had no idea where to begin. I then went on to the research stage and watched the tutorial at WordPress.com. After a couple hours of playing around on the site, I figured out how to successfully construct a website. I then spoke to my officers of the club and asked them if they felt like anything was important or especially important that I should include in our club website. I then acquired the resources and pictures to get everything together. I then went on to the next step and drafted my website and made sure to include all the information and resources my club found important. I then submitted a link of my website to my peers at ASU for review. I gained very useful feedback that I was able to use to make my website even better. In the final stage, I distributed my finished website to my target audience as well as my instructor for review. I received an amazing 100 out of 100 points. I can honestly say, although I found it somewhat annoying at first, the PSA has changed the way I write. Because I would automatically jump into the drafting stage and spend hours confused before I would even start. The problem-solving approach has actually saved me a lot of time and made writing an easier process for me altogether. I really like that this approach helped me focus on smaller aspects that in turn helped me create a stronger piece overall. And in conclusion, here's my works cited page where I cited all the pictures and animations that I used throughout the duration of my presentation. Thank you so much for taking the time out to listen to me. Thank you.